I'm not sure if anybody can see me right now. Hello? I'm not sure. I think you should be able to see me. I have no idea what happened. Ist es jetzt ein neuer Stream da? It's a new stream. I am back, I guess. Artab is here again, but I lost everyone else, I fear. I have no idea. I have no idea. Is this... Hello? Hello, Danas. Hi. Can you see me, people? Please tell me if you can see me. I think this is now a new stream. I think the old one is ended and this has now started. I am very sorry for the confusion. But I think I'm back. Hey. I'm sorry, I have no idea. I did not restart the PC, but I did not do big things before, so I don't know. But we will continue. Principal Flutie. So, hello Danas, welcome. Thank you very much for joining. I have to just make sure now everything is moving when I move. Okay. Terrible, terrible, terrible. So, I hope everyone will get it so. Thank you, Artup. So, perfect. Danos can see and hear me. Perfect. We can continue. And you can see something. Yeah, I don't all the time look at the video output, what you can see. So I sometimes notice if something hangs, I don't notice it very late. So I'm very thankful if people are telling me that something's wrong. So don't hold back. If you can see something is not moving or something is not working, I don't know. For example, we have technical difficulties today. So, let's see. Guys, I have no idea why everything hates me now. This was the issue actually. I had to restart this software and then it wasn't visible anymore. So I hope so I see it again and I think you can't see it again. I'm not happy. Wait, let me try it differently. So so you can only see it right now. I have to put it here and then I think you can see it again. I have no idea why it hates me today, but yeah, that's a good point. Liana, press record again. There will be a lot of corrupted files afterwards, I fear, because it seems to be always crashing and that's not a good thing. But I think you should see everything now. and you should also see me, and everything should be good again. So we continue. Let's hope it works. Very exciting stream today, but not for the right reasons. So one thing when you work with the white and gray pencil, but at least I think everyone has found me again, so don't forget to subscribe when you're new and give me that thumbs up, because I honestly sometimes forget to give the thumbs up when I'm in a live session, not when I'm watching a video. But in a live session, for some reason, one tends to forget it. And that's why I have this little reminder sometimes, from time to time. So have a great night, Artab. Thank you very much. Some excitement one could do without. That is so true. So yeah, the thing is with these with every portrait basically, not only with the ones on the gray paper, but I feel it more here, is the decision where your neutral point of the paper is. With white paper, it is pretty obvious normally. It is white and the lightest part is that. But with gray paper you have a little bit of a I'm a bit paranoid now and always watching everything. With the gray paper you have to take the decision and you can move that null point. And we haven't decided yet where that is. So that makes it a bit difficult. But I think we can also already have a little fun with the white, because that is pretty obvious what is the whitest point in the picture. And that is the light here on this side, together with the other side. So it is a little bit of a different white. This is more sunlight, and this is probably from the hallway or something. And so it is different kind of whites, but we only have one white, so those will be the lightest parts in the picture. And you can see just by drawing this is something that makes it easy to draw, because just by drawing those lines it already looks kinda interesting, just because you're using white on gray. So this is like a drawing hack. Just draw it a little bit white, it automatically looks somewhat professional. The good thing with this white is, and I will actually smudge that, I should have gotten new Q-tips, clean Q-tips though. I wanted to say something, I've already forgotten. Everything moving still? Yes, okay. Yeah, I remember again. The good thing with this white is, especially with this white pen, you can draw on top of it with your pencil, so I can shade just on top of it and do not really have to be careful where I place it. I just smudge this a little bit and then layer again white on top, so that it gets a bit brighter. Yeah. We can actually also, just like pencil, we can erase it also a little bit. It is a pastel pen. It is not a chalk or something. It is a pastel color. But I love to work with it. So, thank you very much again, Artab. I hope you have a fantastic night of sleep. So, we can see clearly now the interference gone. Yeah, I have the sickness that I have to, when I recognize the tune somebody's using in text, I have to verify it by singing it. It's a mental illness, I think. Yeah. So, I don't know why I said it like that. It's not like I have accomplished something. I was just thinking that I am again a little bit quiet and boring. So I just started with a louder sound, like a yeah. But sometimes when you're drawing, you are concentrating and forget to speak. Not the best for a live stream, but I hope when you're visiting a live art stream that you know what you're getting. If not, you're getting me. And yes, as I said, I'm a little bit strange today. Hi Lisa, John, welcome. Thank you very much for joining. How are you today? We could make it a contest, see who gets him to sing the most. I don't like that idea. You know most of my weak points. Not sure it would be a fair competition, you know. So funny thing though is, if I am drawing with this pencil on the white, it is darker. I wouldn't say it seems darker. I think actually it is darker. Don't know why. I think the particles adhere better on the pastel color. I don't know. Perhaps it's total BS what I am saying there, but it feels like it. Still don't know where our gray will be, but I think it will be pretty dark. So let me take this pencil again. It's not that dark. And I can draw a little bit more detailed. I will switch a lot from the one pencil to the other. We have light here. So, any favorite parts of the episodes? After all, with Buffy Club, we have to discuss. Let's start with the first episode of today, probably. That is the Never Kill a Boy on the First Date. We have the, at least in our Discord, not so beloved Owen as the first official date of Buffy in the series. And he turns out to be quite an idiot, I would say. But the plot-wise, it is about the annoying one. And let's just make clear that you don't have to call him the anointed one. Everyone calls him the annoying one. But they actually think somebody else from that bus will be the prophesized annoying one. Vampire a special vampire with a special role. And so Buffy goes for it while on that date. And while they struggle to survive, Owen finds it totally cool and only wants to be with Buffy anymore because it is so exciting with her and her near-death experiences. Buffy does not really like that, so no second date for Owen. And if I understood you guys correctly on the Discord, we don't really are sad because of that. We are not big Owen fans. Also the reason why Owen is not really a candidate for getting a picture drawn. Indira, welcome. Thank you very much for joining. How are you? And then in the end of the episode, it turns out that the dangerous, evil person that was already a really bad person when he was still a human is not really the anointed one, the annoying one, but it is a child, and not the best child actor, one has to say too. Does anybody know if he is in any shape, way, or form affiliated with anybody involved in the show, so that they gave him the role? Because I don't know, he was the cook's son or something. Because he will stay with us for a while, and he doesn't really carry his weight as an actor. He doesn't have that many scenes. Yeah, granted. And it's perhaps extra difficult for a child to play a vampire. I have no idea. Thoughts? Not a fan of Owen. Yeah, Danos is also not a fan of Owen. I can totally get that. So I'm not really sure if I will be successful in terms of shading with this one. It is a bit complicated, honestly. We will see. For now, let's try a little bit more on the nose. That will bring us to the other eye, I guess. And then we get to the mouth. I'm just seeing that, Indira, I'm sorry. It is, sometimes I miss stuff. I am okay. It is Buffy Club night, so it's always fun with you guys. I'm looking forward to the weekend, as I guess most people are. So I'm really not 100% sure how this would turn out on the shading side. things. You know, he is... I don't know if they... If the actor has those rings around his eyes, or if they made it like that. I also have manipulated the picture a little bit in terms of brightness. So let me perhaps even... Oh, I'll leave it like that. So, he has quite the rings around his eyes. And I can, with those kids these days in the schools, these days, 25 years ago almost. 24. This episode is 24 years old. Isn't that crazy? But I'm digressing again. Digressing, is that the word? I think it's the word. I think Principal Flutie really he's one of the good ones. He tries really hard. He wants to do the best thing for his students, also for Buffy. It's not his fault that he doesn't know that she is also saving the world once or twice. And he's really trying his best. So it is really not a nice way to go. Also, I think it was a very bold move and a cool move. The annoying one, yes, Kira. He's back for now. It was also a bold move and a interesting move to get him killed in this episode, because we are in episode 6 and he was a recurring character. He was in, I think, all the episodes before. And then with episode 6 he was already killed off. And I think that was already surprising. That they would kill this early on such a character as the principal. So I'm just concentrating again a little bit. We'll be back with chat in a second. IMDb has a 2-line bio on the Annoying Ones actor, and it does not look like he is related to anyone. I hope everyone is looking forward to the new principal. No spoilers, please. I'm not happy with how this one is turning out, though for now probably have to readjust the whole shading. I will try to work with this harder pencil also for a bit more detailed shading in the in-between tones that are quite close to the gray that we want to use as the base color, the gray of the paper. I think that might help. But let's start the slideshow of stuff that I... You can always see how happy I am with a picture of mine, in correlation with the number of times that I play this slideshow that I'm playing right now, to remind everybody and also new people if they are there, that I'm not a bad artist, but you cannot always win, you know. And when I am showing that slideshow very often, that's when I feel like I'm not exactly winning. So, but let's move on to the mouth for now. To see if that helps. Thank you very much, Danas. I don't think it's a spoiler that there will be a new principal. That is true. That is true. But you are... I'm probably just imagining the undertone in your question about the future. It's probably just me. So it is a strange smile that he has in the picture, isn't it? I feel like it's really difficult to get normal looking pictures out of moving TV episode material stuff. So, but anyway, by the way, check. Yeah. I knew it. Everything's still moving. Yes, perfect. I think it's a really sad smile. It is almost prophetic. It is a sad smile. It is really the time where he is talking to Buffy, where she has her last contact with him before he gets eaten, and he is talking about... we watched the episode and I took that picture today. I'm already not remembering exactly what he was talking about, but he was talking about something. I think it was about the pig as the mascot and the school spirit that he thinks is missing sometimes from the people, and he just said, okay, they said the same thing to us back then, and so it is a very, very relatable moment. He's very relatable in that moment, and I think that's also why I say it is. He had kind of a moment with Buffy there, I think. I think he really tries for the children to get them on board with the whole Herbert mascot Razorback thing and stuff. And then he gets eaten. Not sure about all of that, but well, there's a definite undertone. But whether it's a good or bad undertone will never be known. Yes, that's true. Well, unless you've seen the rest of Buffy, of course. So, and we will also not be talking about how long that new principle will last. The answer will surprise you. Not those clickbait things are always saying the answer might surprise you, right? Because it might also just not surprise you. If you're easily surprisable, the answer might surprise you. If you have no idea how living works, the answer might surprise you. So we have the other side of the face is also quite bright. There's a lot of light on that side. We draw that also with our white pencil, which is pretty scratchy. Not sure if you can hear it, but I would be surprised if not. So it's quite loud. It could work well for ASMR. Could name this episode ASMR. I could whisper a little bit, and then I could make an ASMR episode out of this. So, as I said, this can also be erased, so I am a little bit more courageous with this now. I don't think you can see that, but I actually, in my pre-drawing, I had this area. Also, it's difficult to see with that pencil. I had that already marked a little bit, so then I can be a bit more bold and just layer that on here. Not so good here though, so I have to be a little bit careful. But as I said, this can also be erased, so it's not that. And I can also draw with pencil just on it. We need, this area is much more light, so I can layer this really thick on there. And also here. So, okay, now we have the light part, and we can go back to hear. Yes, you can hear the pencil. Yeah, I'm sure you could. It is a bit more on the loud side, isn't it? Yeah, so the picture is really not... I'm not really happy detail-wise with this picture. Lighting is a bit difficult, so... I have a lot of excuses again for this not really turning out like I want to. Let's give him a little bit of eyebrows. Also helps sometimes, and then we have to go for more about around the mouth. We haven't shaded anything there, so that's also a bit flat. That always also ends in wrong looking portraits, because we have here everything all around a little bit darker. It's one of those. It is completely shaved, but you still can see the color of his beard through the skin, you know. It looks a bit like a cartoon character, but he has a very how can you say it? It's meant in a nice way, but it doesn't have a standard face. I was actually thinking about if this actor of Principal Flutie had a Twitter account. I have to check for that and then send him the picture. I'm not sure if he was drawn very often. I can't take credit for the idea. It was you guys voting for him. But it is kind of an acknowledgement to get drawn, isn't it? So it's audible. It's no Mrs. Squeaky, but it is Mrs. Scratchy, you know. I don't know, but if we have a Mr. Squeaky, makes sense. And I feel like it's feministic. The squeaky one is the Mr. You know. By the way, okay. So other than that, we had somebody, I think it was, was it you, Danas, saying those other kids from the Pack episode, they They are kind of Abercrombie and Fitch models, but also not really that important or standout characters. But I think that hits the point very well, and I think that's what also that's also the point of the characters, that they are very bland in a way, because they are overwritten by those hyena ghosts, right? So I'm not using this pencil actually most of the time with the on the gray paper. For some reason I feel a bit better with bringing one additional layer of gray with this pencil in there. The reason I'm not taking this normally is it comes across as very silvery on this paper for some reason. So it has a lot of reflection in it, and it somehow looks wrong, but here it works right now, so I'm going with it. Pizza time! Okay, I'll take. But you did agree to that. I don't remember who brought that point up. And it's also, I think those kids they casted for that, they did never again cast that kind of type. If we talk about typecasting, they are really a little model-like, very textbook beautiful, the guys and the girls. And also, again, like all the characters, they are much older than high school age, but they I don't know, it almost looks like casting was done by a different person that episode than later on. I don't know why I'm feeling like that, but so not happy. But we will continue like this for now. And see if we can fix something in the end. It is not completely wrong looking, don't get me wrong, it is. It is. With the hair together, it could get better. But also there, we don't have a lot of detail in there. Sui, thank you very much. Thank you very much for joining. And thank you very much for your exclamation. Thank you very much. I said that. I'm a bit strange today. So how are you this fine day? And Lainey, did you just say yuck? You don't like pizza? Have we ever talked about pizza? Isn't that something I don't know about you? That you don't not like pizza? Is there a person on the face of this world that does not like pizza? And is that you, Lainey? I just noticed that I have never yet sharpened this one. It's very... I don't know how to say it in English. You don't have to replace it very often, it seems. So, by the way, I have not done anything with our Mr. Squeaky. So we do not even have had our darkest pencil in the play. Could also be some reason why it's looking a bit strange to me, because I'm so used to Mr. Squeaky. So and the gel pen for the light reflection. As I said in the beginning, it is not that bright, actually, this light reflection in his eyes. But we will just fake it a bit brighter, because with all the white we are drawing on there, it does not really look wrong. I might darken it a little bit once it is dry. I try to darken it, but I probably will remove it, scratch it away again with this pencil, but we will see. Anyway, the forehead. Pizza is gross. I had one for the first time in ages the other day. Then it was not the right one. Might that be? Or is the idea in general of pizza something that is against your inner core? Of your being? I mean, there are bad pizzas out there, but the worst pizzas are still better than the best cauliflower, for example, you know. Do we have today, or did I did miss it, right? St. Patrick's Day. I usually like St. Patrick's Day. But if you don't see people, if you can really wear green and see people, and if you are like I am right now, still on medication, so I can't drink any alcohol, it doesn't make too much sense to celebrate St. Patrick's Day. So next year, it's on this. It was the 17th. It was not the 19th, right? I have no idea. I'm very sorry to all the Irish in the chat right now. So, I guess we have a lot of the face shading already done now. Still, with restarting of the stream and everything, we are pretty good time-wise, I think. Still, I think yeah, we won't have time problems with this one though. Other problems probably, not time problems. So, I just love Lipsita. Hey, welcome. Thank you very much for joining. Hi, how are you? Just love the way you do highlights on your. Thank you very much. This one really lends itself for the highlights, and I already talked about that in somewhere in between. That somehow drawing on gray and drawing. I think in the beginning when I started with those highlights work for themselves. It's not really they automatically look pretty cool. It's kind of a cheat code to draw with that white, because that white in itself always looks kind of interesting on gray. I like pizza. Ini, hey, hi. I totally missed you coming in. I'm so sorry. Hi, Ini. We actually had a pizza some time ago. I can't eat it right now because of medication. The yeast in it, I cannot eat it. But they had a pizza with that was just lying with the other pizza in the refrigerators in the store, and it is a chocolate pizza with a dessert pizza. Totally strange. Wasn't that bad, but it also wasn't that good. It's kind of a gimmicky. Like pizza and I like pizza and broccoli, so I don't have much culinary judgment. Pizza is great, broccoli is great, but I said cauliflower on purpose, not broccoli. I like hamburgers though, of course. Hamburgers are the best ever. Broccoli I like very much. Gotta go for a bit. Hopefully we'll catch you later. Thank you very much for dropping by anyway, Lainey. See you later. Have a good evening, I hope. Just had lunch, feeling hungry again after this discussion. I get that. Thank you very much, Lee. See you later. Bino, hi! How are you? Wie geht's dir? We speak a little bit German in between now. With a fellow German in the room. Wie geht's dir, Bino? Just a little bit, I don't want to be rude. So. Danke dir, Benno. Ich bin noch nicht so richtig glücklich damit. Aber es wird besser. Ich fange an, mich damit abzufinden. Ich weiß nicht wirklich, was mich stört. That way everyone can at least hear how I am normally talking most of the day. When I start talking a little bit German. So, no, I was just telling Benoit that I am not 100% happy with it, but it gets better. I start to, you know, those stages of grief, starting to enter the acceptance grief, the acceptance stage. So anyway, hair, or ear and then hair. So this ear is really very full of contrast. So I will start by marking the white, because while I can draw with a pencil on the white, I cannot draw the white on the other pencils. So I have to be careful. I can erase the pencil and then go in again with white, but that still does not work as good. Sorry. I have a pretty white line also here. Bit of white here, bit of white there, and then we are pretty dark. As I said, this is really very contrasty. One of the most contrasty ears that I've ever drawn, probably. Though that's not exactly a unit of measurement, is it? Ear complexity. I think there were, or there are, probably just experimental, nobody will really be using that, but I think they are, like with fingerprint readers, there are also ear identification devices out there. So it works in theory, but just because something works doesn't mean it's not too strange to actually use it anywhere. So, but I think we just draw there. I'm not sure if there is a line around the ear, some kind of a contrast line. I'm not sure if that is actually an issue with the camera or the picture quality. You know those halos you sometimes have around bright objects in pictures, because of sometimes it's a compression artifact, but we will use it here because I actually think it looks pretty neat, white with a darker contrast line. So, danke dir, Benoit. Ich bin immer noch nicht ganz froh damit, aber Danas, I missed that message. One day I will try the style with the white and gray. It is, and it makes just so much fun. Es macht so viel Spaß mit dem Grau und dem Weiß und dem Schwarz. It is more exciting actually than than the standard white paper. Doesn't mean I will never again draw on white paper. I did so with just the other day with David Tennant. If you have not seen that stream, there will be a time lapse of that picture on Monday, probably. Or you can also watch the complete live session from Wednesday this week. David Tennant and Doctor Who. I drew that on white and on a very slick paper, without a lot of friction, not a lot of structure in the paper itself. Not sure that was the best idea actually. I think it might actually look better on a paper. It would have looked better on a paper with a little bit of structure, but it is what it is, and it also worked out pretty okay. But so he has black hair, so I am going all in already with this, with our Mr. Squeaky. Actually, with my short Mrs. I have a longer one, then you can hear why it has its name. Sure if it will do us the honors and start squeaking today. Yeah, hair can reflect a lot. You can see that with white that we have here right now. But the rest of the hair is very dark black, so I don't really bother even with the other pens. Although I probably should here in this area. So we have a little bit of white also. Again, just for the light reflections. I think I will go with black. I won't with the real black here. With this, I won't even try with the lighter normal pencil. Just for style reasons, actually, to keep this really very stylized. And the contrast extreme. So the same with here. We have a couple of lighter areas, light reflections in the hair. And then so normally I draw hair differently and it gets really a hair-like texture by layering strands of hair over each other, which I'm not doing that much here. There is also a little bit of that character in here, trying to give it a bit more of a furry texture, but don't even try to give it these single strands of hair. It's a matter of style in this case, and also because I'm a big fan of Draw What You Can See, and the original does not have the detail in the hair to really warrant very detailed hair texture. And I'm not the biggest fan of drawing hair anyway, so I've yet to finish my drawing that I showed you how to push it. I had a commission for a logo. Oh, so I put my time on that. I'm not sure I have ever seen logos that you design. Do you do that normally? Do you do that regularly? And if so, do you show that on your channel? Or can I see that kind of work that you do somewhere else? Well, if it's commission, you probably cannot show it without permission, right? Somebody paid for it, they want to have control, I guess. Rightfully so. Didn't know you do logo work. So I don't know if it works. It's kind of not wrong. But I am not 100% happy with it. It looks actually almost a bit too clean. Hairstyle wise, I think. Probably have to somehow make it more fuzzy. I don't know. But we have a first draft almost done. We are pretty early actually. We are pretty fast today. So I will draw a little bit. That's always also the thing with, if you take a source material, in this case the picture of Principal Flutie, and it has not that much detail, you tend to not draw that much detail, which makes sense, which means also that you are done earlier. But we can try to take that as a chance to draw in more details. Normally still don't go too far with that. So it might sound also obvious, but I have actually once read something that stuck with me, which is a bit obvious, but when to know when to finish a picture, because I know I don't have that issue as much as other artists do, but a lot of artists struggle with really saying, okay, I'm done, I'm finished with this piece, I'm moving on. And most artists tend to stay too long with one piece and try to tinker and tinker and tinker with it until they can finally let it go and say, okay, this is now the finished piece. I'm not like that normally, but still I sometimes have to force myself to stay with a piece for a certain amount of time. But still you need to know when to really call it quits and say, okay, this is now definitely as good as it. Made a list to help upcoming artists with things when to know when you are done with a picture. And the one thing that is the most important for myself from that list, I don't really remember the other things, so it can't be that important to me. But the one thing that I remember is when you have the feeling that everything you add to the picture do not really add anything to the picture. So if anything that you add to the picture, if it adds worth to what you're saying, or makes it clearer what you want to say, or makes it more similar to the person perhaps that you try to draw in terms of a portrait. So if I clean up this area, for example, that I am cleaning up right now, and make it more look like the picture that I have, the reference picture that I'm using, does that really add to my work? Meaning I show this without the reference picture most of the times after I'm done. I'm only adding the reference picture in the video. I'm not posting when I post the video, for example, the image, for example, on Instagram, I won't post the original with it. So it does not really, my goal is not to distribute those two together and having people compare them all the time and say, oh, this looks exactly like the original. It should in the end stand by itself. So if I change a certain area to look more like the picture, but it doesn't look wrong in the context of the image itself, so do I really have to do that? I would argue no. I don't. As long as it looks correct in the context of the picture I've created, that is everything I need, right? So at a certain point I can just quit and say that's it. Because in itself it works. Even if there might be additional areas that I could make look more like the original. I'm not sure if that makes sense. So, I haven't shown any of my drawing work on my channel. It was a local company asked me to do it. I don't normally do logos, but this one was a lot of fun. It sounds interesting, so if you can show something like that, I would be interested. Not sure if that is something you would put on the channel, but if you can show that, I would be interested in seeing it. So, Indira Sharma, thank you very much for calling it beautiful. Thank you so much, and hello. Yeah, I think it's growing on me. I'm starting to like it a little better. I started not very happy with it, but it's starting to grow on me. So show it to me. Thank you very much. I am very interested. So okay, as always, we have the question, how much detail will we put into the environment, meaning clothing? And the answer, as always, will be not very much, but we will add a little bit, because it always looks, especially when you go for the white areas again on the gray paper, it always looks pretty cool and interesting just to add some of the details. And I tend to go more and more really high contrast in those areas, to just add the whites, the very whites, and then also the very black areas. Just so we have a little bit of contrast, and really everything in between I just cut away and just give it a little bit of the whitest areas and the darkest areas. And that reminds me that this area also needs to be really dark with our black stone, because it is a really dark shadow. So okay, so I think this would be more or less it. I think I will be going for a couple of areas now, still where you can go really dark, add a little bit of darkness for contrast reasons. So Arts with Sarosh, thank you very much for joining. It's going awesome. Thank you very much for saying that. So we need a little bit more darkness here. So we started not that great. But on the way forward we actually have rescued it a little bit. It is much better than I feared now in the end. So we are almost done with our episode 3. Of the Buffy Club. So be careful not to ruin it with my hand now. You can see it's quite, there's a lot of dirt, that lead, pencil dust and stuff. Risk is higher and higher of just smudging everything into a single gray blob. So I might go in, so I always look at it with new eyes a couple of days later and see if I have to still fix something, change something. For this one, that will also be the case, and it might be that I go in and go darker in certain areas still. But the areas that I was really worrying about in the beginning, area not in terms of geographical area of the picture, but topics in general, like shading, having some kind of balance between light and dark, they got fixed on the way. That's much better in that regard, so I won't have to fix too much in that regard now. Actually pretty happy now. It is pretty cool actually now. I'm pretty happy. for being so unhappy in the beginning. No, I'm pretty happy. I will see if I will still be after 1 or 2 days. You sometimes see it much clearer, or you always see it much clearer with more distance, time-wise in this case. So I always look at it later. If I change something, you will be able to see that in the time-lapse version that will be released for the Buffy Club, normally on Thursday. So there will be a 5 to 7 minute long time-lapse version with the preparation that I've done beforehand. Also for this one, which was not live in the stream, but I did before, so I could start with more interesting stuff for the stream. The live enjoying what we have done now will be, of course, then the middle part of the time lapse, and then if I change something, you will also be able to see that then there, and the final result, of course. And in your commentary, I normally comment also over those pictures. So look out for that in the next week. You can sub to the channel and ring that pesky bell, so you get a notification. You can also join the Discord We can also find the full version. I just posted the link again in the chat so you can find it. Thank you very much, Danas, for confirming that you think it looks good, because now I almost believe you. As I said, it starts to grow on me. You will see that time lapse next week. Thank all for being here, spending the time with me. Very much appreciated. There are a lot of time lapses already available. If you don't know my work yet, check them out. My favorite still is Harley Quinn, so if you only watch one, go and watch that one. Yeah, but that's it for today. I haven't used my buttons here, so let me just, for everyone that is new to the concept of Buffy, this is the short version of how Giles describes it.
Slayer hunts vampires. Buffy is a slayer. Don't tell anyone.
It's probably now playing over the. Let's see how that looks. It's playing over the picture thingy. Yeah, it's too late for me to speak English, so thank you very much. I appreciate you spending time with me. I very much appreciate that. I would be very happy to see you on my Discord and or here in the live chat or in comments to the videos in the future. Very much appreciated. Thank you very much. And yeah, see you next time. Next time is live on Wednesday. Timeless video on Monday. Thank you very much. Talk to you soon. I'm killing everything. Goodbye. Have a great weekend.